Hey guys, this is Blade BoQuest. I'm going to go over investment banking today. So a lot of people are interested in how this stuff works. I have every single investment bank open in the game, and I can show you exactly where they are, what they do, and whether or not it's worth it. So let's get right into it. Ah! Oh jeez, hate when he does that. Alright, so I'm here with my main in Altanova. First thing we're going to need to do investment banking is a rank 1 house. So hopefully you guys can get your rank 1 house. If you can't, check out a video that's coming up pretty soon. It'll be released on my channel. It'll show you a cheap, easy, and fast way to get your rank 1 house. But for the sake of this video, we're going to assume that you already have that set up. If you don't, again, basically what you just need to do is put furniture in your house, get it up to rank 1, and then you're going to be able to see investment banks. Okay, so let's take a look at the map. There are plenty of locations of investment banks. The first one you guys are going to have access to is right here in Vela. So I have a rank 1 house in Vela, Heidel, Calphion, and Altanova. So I can open these banks just to show you guys for this video. Typically I have everything but Vela. Vela I just don't really mess with too much. So you need to understand the two different types of investment banks. There's guaranteed capital banks and there's high yield, high risk banks. The guaranteed capital is exactly like it says, your capital investment, which means your principal, what you're putting in, is guaranteed. You're always going to get that back with a little bit of a return on the side. Your high yield will give you more results, allegedly, sometimes, but also there's a higher risk of losing pretty much everything. So starting in Vela, you have a guaranteed capital investment of 300,000. So relatively low. It's obviously a starter city. You have a high yield investment of 500,000. Now these, again, those are what you need for, or those are what you're going to have access to with rank 1 houses. There are 2 investment banks in the game that you can actually have access to. One's in Florin. Without any kind of rank 1 house at all, they're available to everyone. They're very low. They're guaranteed yield. This is a 1G investment, so that's 100,000. I think it's going to take 3 bars, so that would be a 300,000 investment bank. That is the only one I haven't looked at just because it's so low. The other one is a northern wheat plantation north of Calphion. This is 1G as well, so another 100,000 bar. This takes 3, so that's a 300,000 investment essentially. Now what I've noticed is, because I've done this investment before, this guaranteed yield is probably going to give you 7K, 10K, something like that. Pretty dang low, not a huge amount. So moving on from Vela, we have Heidel. This is a guaranteed yield of 700,000 here. This actually I've gotten surprisingly good returns. I've gotten about 30,000 back from a 700,000 investment, and this takes about 18 hours. So that's not horrible if you got somebody working on it right now. This is a high yield, so this is going to take, this is a 10G investment. So when you see the G on it right there, 10G means the type of gold bar. So there's 1G, 10G, 100G, and 1000G. So basically 100,000 silver, 1 million, 10 million, and 100 million, all converted into gold bars. Now that 10G does not necessarily mean it only takes one of those bars. It just shows you the type of bars. When you actually open it up and look at it, here it says 2, right? So this would be, and then once you have the detailed view, it shows you it's 20G. So this would be a 2 million investment to get into it, and this is high yield. In a second I'll go over the results that I've gotten from investing in a bunch of these. But showing you the rest of them, Calphion is the next biggest bank here, and until the Medaya update, this was the biggest bank in the game. So let's just go over from smallest to biggest. We got high yield here. This is a 1G bank, but it takes 10 of them, so this is a high yield investment for 1 million. I've invested in a bunch of these, and ultimately I have lost more money than I've gotten. Even with pretty high professional human workers that have high luck. This is a high yield bank here. So this is 40G. It's a 10G bank, but there's 4 of them required. So that's 1 million bar, and you need 4 of them. So basically it's a high yield 4 million bank, which isn't too bad. There are 2 more banks in Calphion. The other 2 are guaranteed yields. So let's show you those. This guy right here. This one's pretty nice. I've gotten good results from this. This is guaranteed capital of, it's a 10 million bar and you need 2 of them. So this is a 20 million investment in order to do that right now. So we got 123 million in the bank, so before the end of this video you will see exactly how investing works. This is the biggest gold, or the biggest investment bank possible until Medaya. This is very, very few people have ever opened this. So this is 100 million, and it only requires one. So only 100 million, right? Not too bad. So if you invest in this, this typically takes quite a long time, over a day to do. But either way, those are the first couple banks, and let's check out Altanova as well. So I've spent a lot of time investing in basically all of the banks that you've seen. I've spent probably weeks just letting them recycle, and I haven't gone as far as getting a spreadsheet, but I remember most of the yields and can tell you what I like and don't like about each one. So we got a guaranteed capital here of 30 million, so pretty good. It's a lot higher than Calpheon. We have the 20 million over there. The other guaranteed capital in Altanova is another 1000 G bank, and this requires 2. This is the biggest bank in the game. This is a 200 million investment bank. This is guaranteed capital, so you're not going to be able to lose your principal investment, which is good. And then we got our high yields here. So check this out. This is a high yield 100G investment, and it requires 5. So this is high yield for 50 million. I'll give you a couple estimates on what I think you can get from there, but I've not done the risky 50 million investment, probably for good reason. Okay, so the other high yield here is high yield. It's a 10G bank, and then it requires 10 of them. So high yield 10 mil, high yield 50 mil, low yield 30 million, low yield 200 million. So those are every investment bank in the game currently. Let me go over quickly just some of the results that I've gotten. So in Heidel, I actually like the 700,000 bank, as I said earlier. I've gotten between 20 and 30,000 over 18 hours. If you have a spare 700K that you just don't have any other purpose for, getting an extra 20, 30K a little bit faster than once a day, that's not too bad. Not terrible. All of the high yields, in my opinion, are not worth it. They don't even seem to be profitable. My highest high yield is a level node, or node level 4, which is okay. It's still on the lower side, but that's still a significant amount of energy to invest. I've used professional humans with 21 plus luck. They get it done pretty quickly. And so let's look at the example of the 1 million high yield bank in Calpheon. So that one I've probably tried, I don't know, 10 different times or so, and I've lost between 10K and 180K, I think 8 times out of the 10. And then the 2 times I actually got it was about 120K or something. So it's been a net loss on 10 trials for the high yield 1 million bank. Again, this is a decent level node and then a professional human, so you should have high luck and should be better. Now I've tried the high yield 4 million bank over in Calpheon. Never know how that's going to go, right? Yeah, I've lost 500K a number of times there and never actually gotten anything back. That's a benefit. It seems from my tests on the high yield 100 or the high yield 1 million bank in Calpheon that the losses are about equal in value, like the amount. The losses and the reward are about the same. But I'm losing 8 times out of 10 and I'm winning 2 times out of 10. So my personal opinion is that you should not mess at all with high yield banks unless the money is completely worthless to you. You're a multi-billionaire and you just basically have all these workers, all this contribution, extra gold, and you don't care if it goes up or down and you just want to basically have fun and see what it's like. I think possibly at a high yield investment level 10 with an artisan human worker, more times than not, it's going to make you money. Is it worth it? Definitely not. No. You can basically take a worker, don't tie them up for a day and a half, put them in a birch node, or nowadays we have all this acacia wood, you've got your zinc, all of this stuff. I mean, these are going to turn over once an hour and you're going to basically make more money than you're going to make from high yield investments. The slight exception might be the 50 million high yield. If you can get that to node level 10, you got a human worker, maybe you might be able to profit 4 or 5 million. But still, right now with decent stats, I'm looking at a 20% success rate, and high yield just doesn't seem valuable. So let me show you exactly how you actually do an investment. So we're going to do 3 of them here on this video. This guy. So we're going to go to the currency exchange. First thing we're going to need to do is make sure you have enough money. We'll do the 30 million investment here. So we need 3 of these 10 million gold bars. Now keep in mind also you have to spend a little bit more money to get these gold bars. So to get 100,000, you have to spend 100. To spend the 100 million, you have to spend 100,000. So it's just not something you want to change out constantly. So you basically want to make your decision on whether or not you want to do this, and if you do, you should be all set. Okay, so here you've got the bars in your inventory. That's good. Let's put those into the bank. You can see those sitting right there. So that's 30 million. Cash goes down, net wealth stays the same. All right. So you're going to open up the map, find the investment that you want, click on this thing right here. So you can see that you're 3 out of 3 right there, and you basically want to start work. So I've got a professional goblin, just because I didn't have a human available, and there's no chance of loss. So luck is nice for just the higher yield, but ultimately that's not too bad. So there we go. This is going to take a day and 21 hours, and you guys can see me pop over on an alt real quick, and we will go ahead and get the other 2 big banks going as well. Alright guys, so we're over here in Calpheon on one of my alt characters, that way we're not going to have to run the entire route. So again, the exact same principle applies. So you want to go to currency exchange. We're going to pick up 100 million silver into gold bar form, so it's 1000 G. Grab one of those. And then we're going to do the 20 million bank as well, so that's one of these. So we're going to grab 2 of these. So I explained my high yield results. I'm going to go over the... that's funny. I'm going to go over the guaranteed results. We're just going to leave that in the video. I don't care. Oh man. So I like the guaranteed results on the 20 million and the 100 million. But ultimately though, if you have something better, you should do it. So investment banking is for people that have so much money they literally can't use it on anything else. And ultimately, you can almost always use money on something else. So even if it's trying to get witch earrings up to pry and duo and sell those, there's almost always a better investment. The reason that I like investment banking is kind of just because of the name. If they called it like loan your sister some money and hope for the best, I don't think I'd ever do it. But the fact that they call it investment banking, I can make my silver, convert it into gold, have it work for me, and then over time I can actually just kind of get some kind of benefit from it. It's pretty cool. So let's use a professional human. I do have a professional human. We're going to use the goblin on the 20 million because that's pretty fast. Now my yields from the 20 million, I've gotten 50k back, 75k back, and 100k back. Now 100k I've gotten back I think 5 or 6 different times, and 50 and 75 I got back one time. So if you invest 20 million and in less than a day you're getting back 100,000, for me that's sufficient. That's okay as long as I have that spare capital. If there's investments for me to make or some way for me to buy something in the marketplace, turn it into something else, and then sell the end product, I need that money for any other reason. Investment banks are simply not worth it because of the opportunity cost. You can do something better with your money, most likely. So we're going to go with the professional human here. This is going to take a day and 18 hours. Oh my gosh. And we're going to invest 100 million. So right now we have 100 million working, 20 million working. We've got an Altanova. We've got the 30 million going. And in Heidel we have 700,000. So these are the guaranteed capitals I like. I guess you could do the Vela as well. It's so low. I mean, there's a 300,000 guaranteed capital if you want to, but it's so small scale it's not even worth me getting a worker doing it. Okay, so last thing is I have gotten some results on the 100 million bank. So those have been pretty disappointing, to be honest. I want to say good, but just no. I've gotten it back twice only, and both times were 100k. So if you take 100 million invested over a day and a half, and you're getting back 100k, that's so insignificant. You could get that back in any other way. You could turn that into weapons, fishing rods, tools. You could turn it into armor, wagons, ships. It's just so many things you could turn that money into. You could spend $1 million and get 100k profit in 2 hours, So it's pretty insignificant, but if you have the spare hundreds of millions, throw it in the bank. At least it's doing something. It's not putting you on the wealth leaderboard because that's only cash on hand, but at least it is doing something. Alright guys, a couple more final thoughts and pro tips. So a lot of people can be concerned if they do the high yield investment and they lose some of it. People think it's one bar loss and then it's gone. They're going to lose just a portion of what they put in. That's not the case. Basically, if you invest, we'll say the 4 million high yield, and you lose, you're going to get back 3 of your gold bars for 1 million each. And you're going to get back a certain amount of silver that makes up the difference in what you lost. So it's not automatically just losing your 1 bar. The other Alright, the other pro tip is I got back another 100 million investment. This time it was 220,000. So a lot better than at least the 100K back. What I've learned, and this is a good pro tip on investment banking, if you have the option of getting a bunch of different banks to equal a larger bank, you want the smaller banks instead of the one larger. So for instance, I have the 20 million open in Calpheon, the 100 million open in Calpheon, and the 30 million open in Altanova. So that's 150 million total invested. That's going to get almost as much, if not more, than having the 200 million invested, just the way the RNG has been coming back for me at least. So like I said, just a small investment of 700K in Heidel, that's been giving me back 30K twice now, and I just got back another 20 million investment from Calpheon. That one was 50K. So if you don't have to jump and say, I got to get the highest bank. It's not really like that. Just work on the smallest ones that you have and then build up to the last ones. Alright guys, again, thanks for watching. I'm Blade Boquest. If you want, you can ask me any questions live, twitch.tv/BladeBoquest. This was all about investment banking. This wasn't about how to make money. Obviously, this is great if you already have tons of money. If you want to learn how to make some wealth, subscribe to my channel. You'll hit the next video. We'll just email you whenever that comes out. Teach you ways to actually generate gold so you can do something like this and do some cool stuff. And there'll be another one on how to get a rank 1 house cheaply, effectively, and quickly. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope this helped you a lot. Hope you liked it. If you did like it, do me a favor, tell me about it below. Alright, take it easy, guys.